And we're live.
Wow. Welcome, everybody. That happened all of a sudden. My name's Dion Johnson. I really want to welcome you to Wine and Tea Wednesday. Now, you can tell that I'm not Mim. And so she usually opens us up, but she's not with us today. So we just really want to send her some love and remember her as she's away taking care of family business. We're thinking of her and we really appreciate her and the whole GW4W board for this amazing platform. And today we are celebrating that we've come to the end of the third series of Wine and Tea Wednesday. Like, woohoo! How amazing is that? It was whizzed by, and we're the London team, and we're here today to just have a reflection and talk about some of how the series has impacted us. We welcome you if you're watching live. If you're watching by the replay, we welcome you too. Go ahead and write your comments in the box. We do read them. We do come back. We do listen to what you're telling us and what you're asking us. We like to answer the questions. So please use the chat box. Even if we don't see it during the broadcast, we will come back and respond. So let me explain who I'm with. Let me introduce who I'm with. I'm with today Chris. Chris is our lead for London, and she is an amazing woman who's the founder of she's a founding member at the International Wellness Group, and she's the MD and owner of Personal Truth Fitness. She is an all-round passionista for all things health and wealth and leadership. So Chris, it's really great to be introducing you today because you're usually introducing me. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
And we've got Caroline. Caroline is usually my sister co-host in these podcasts. Caroline Ribeiro-Nelson is the head of Free Choices, a firm of highly experienced and dedicated mental health and well-being professionals who are providing psychological health and well-being services in professional spaces. And the aim of her work is to create a mentally healthier and diverse workplace where human potential is optimized. I love you, ladies. I really do love you. But let me tell you, let me tell you that working with you has been an incredible thing. I can't believe that we've done 3 series already. For those of you watching that don't know me, my name is Dion Johnson. I am a womanologist and the womanologist, and my work is really all about supporting women in senior leadership to be more influential in their roles, to make more difference, and actually to lead hard change. And there's no shortage of hard change right now to be led. So on behalf of the London team, welcome, viewers. And over to you now, ladies. I really want to know how you're feeling that we've arrived at this last session of season 3. And what are some of the key things that you've heard from the sessions and the seasons?
Thank you, Dion. It is such an honour and a pleasure to be part of GW4W. I think when I first joined, I had no idea where it would take me and what it stood for. And now being part of it and seeing where we are now, it's incredible what I feel that we've achieved, but also about how we've come together to support each other. And I think that it's so hard, Dion, to say 1 or 2 things that have really influenced me, because we've looked at so many different perspectives from women in leadership, health and well-being, financial well-being, and we've looked at the very issues that are faced by women in society, in business, in leadership, and those barriers within a context now this year of COVID and Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
So for me, it's really about what the overall impact has been. And it's really hit me how much people can really be divided on the one side by issues that affect us all as human beings. And the fact that when we come together in the way that we've brought people together, the way that we've been open, the way that we've listened, and that we've given empathy and understanding and support, and then to be able to move the dial. to bring people in, to give them understanding of the issues and the perspectives, and to see that as women, and looking at intersectionality of how those different issues affected by women of different from their different backgrounds can really be such a meaningful thing for us all.
It's really, it has been that there has been those themes that you're raising up right now. They've been consistent right the way through every interview. I feel that the interconnectedness of us all, the way that we're all connected, the way that we all need to be supported, like human kindness. Like, that's just been a real theme, hasn't it? Through all of it, just being more loving and human to each other. Just seems that no matter what the topic that we've been covering every week, that just seems to be rising to the top. There's this need for us to be decent, human, loving, compassionate, kind.
Both of you said that so well. And when I was getting ready and thinking about this question in particular, I was like, do you know, all the names were going through my head. It's like Heather Connery, Sharon Amesu, Kate Nolan, you two, we interviewed you two, David Hamilton, I don't need to name them all, but I thought, everybody had something to say, and they truly spoke with meaning. And like you both said, it was very much where we talked about it, and they also wanted to have those action steps. They wanted to do something for humanity. And that came across so well. And going back to what you said, Caroline, about when you joined GW4W, you didn't know where it was going to take you. You know what? Same here. And I'm so proud that it will be 3 years ago, coming up this next year, that I got together with Mim, and I said, right, I'm going to get London sorted. And then, Caroline, you came to the first conference in 2019 in London. And ever since then, we've been firm friends. Dion came this year, right before the lockdown. Caroline, what did she do? She led one of the panels. You know? So look at
right in there. The passion, the energy, the commitment was there from the beginning.
It's so strong.
And that just really resonates so much with what GW4W stand for.
So
it is a family that welcomes, that supports, and that raises women up.
Well, it's really fun. I mean, honestly, it's like the synergy is off the chain. Like, I remember that I was in at the beginning of this year, I would just finish writing my book, and I was really in this place of wanting to belong in a community. I knew that I was searching. I was really a seeker at the beginning of this year, looking for sisterhood, for community, and for mission, to be in cohort with people who are mission minded. So I was looking at all kinds of doors. I was really looking all over the place for this place. And then I heard about GW4W, and honestly, I remember going to the conference, and I watching the panel, like watching you, Caroline, do your thing, watching Mim and watching Chris, and just watching the whole thing. And I remember feeling compelled to ask questions and so excited. I just knew that this could be it. And then when the event was done, somebody came over to me. I think her name was Laura. She came over to me and she spoke to me, and she was so lovely, and she said, I must introduce you to the team. And then I remember being ushered upstairs and really meeting everybody and meeting Chris for the first time. And I'm thinking, wow, who is this lady? And she had told me that she'd recognized my she'd recognized my moniker from the list, and it jumped out at her, and there was just all this synergy. And then Nancy, I met Nancy, and she invited me to come and be part of the photographs, which was really prophetic, I think. Like, why? Like, that was just so strange, because it was a leadership team photograph, but she invited me to come and be part of it. I remember standing there thinking, I don't know why I'm not sure why I'm in this picture. But
now you know, Dion.
Now I know, right?
That was fate. You were fated to be part of GW4W, and I think that's there's so much energy there, and just so much support there, and we've needed that in this year, because we're facing unprecedented times. I know we hear that so much, unprecedented time, but actually, what does that mean? What have we been confronted with in terms of COVID, something that we've never had to face before? And also within that, the Black Lives Matter, and what that has triggered for everyone. So I'm just wondering, what is it that's that it's left you with, and what's helped you get through that?
Go, Chris.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you what's really, really helped me, and I spoke about it last night when I presented, and it was family. It was family then, in that incident that I spoke about last night, and it was family in COVID in this year, and friends as well, which I spoke about last night. It is those people that truly support you, and like you said, Caroline, before, lift you up. And that is what through the whole year, it was very much where you leaned on who you needed to in your tribe, family and friends, to help you when you felt low. And when you thought, when am I going to get out of this? But everybody was in the same situation. However, I want to really, really emphasize that COVID allowed me to slow down. And I think that was a gift. There was this video that came out, and it was viral. It talked about really about how this has caused us to slow down and to look at the nature and look at things we appreciate. And I was just on autopilot, in the sense of, yes, I was in the here and now, but I was like, the next thing on my to-do list, and it forced me to slow down, and I really needed that. I loved it.
That's so powerful.
What about you, Dion?
No, I was going to say, what about you, Caroline?
I mean, for me, just listening to what Chris has said, the importance of our mental health. I know that I've been banging on about mental health for so many years, but this is what has been brought to the forefront: the importance of our mental health in line with our physical health, and self-care, looking after ourselves, stepping back. And I think that what's got me through is the sense of hope and gratitude, because without hope, we are totally lost. That things can improve, that we can get through this, that we can come together, that we can rely on those positive parts of our humanity and empathy to be able to get through. And COVID and Black Lives Matter has shown how people can, in terms of their friendships as well, and family relationships, how that can be really challenged. Because the important things of what is meaningful for us in our lives and what affects us, and the understanding from others and support from others is so important. And that's where the empathy comes in. So that's what's really what's got me through, is also kind of just family and friends, but also hanging on to gratitude, really appreciating what I have and people around me.
It's powerful. Gratitude is a biggie.
I
my stepfather died early on in this whole episode and saga, and so that it really knocked me for six. I could, for it to become so close to my home, like it literally came to our home, and the thing that I was thinking about, the dominant thought through all of that, was we buried my dad in his pajamas, and he was such a suave guy, such a cool dude. That he would, like, that would never have happened before COVID. Like, we weren't allowed to see his body, we weren't allowed to dress him as we would have done, we weren't allowed to go through the rituals that we would have normally gone through to spruce him up and to say our goodbyes. It was seemed abrupt, and that was huge. If you described that in January, that could ever happen to anyone with their loved one, we might have said that would be like unheard of, or like that could never happen. Like, that would never happen for my dad, definitely. But it did happen, and we're still here. So I feel like what's been happening as I've been reflecting, is just seeing the resilience of the human soul, the human heart. Like, even when things are not like we need them to be or want them to be, even if we have to let go of things that we never imagined we'd have to let go of, or having to embrace things that we never thought we'd ever have to embrace, like, there is this fire in the human heart that helps us to go through things. And I have to say here that one of the keys to going through that elegantly, like I feel like my family have, is our faith. We're people of faith, that we believe in, that we're supported, that we're not in this thing by ourselves, that we have this, that love carries us through, that there is a force that's bigger than us, that keeps us through adversity. And that's really what helps me big time.
Yeah. I think that's so incredible. Sorry, Chris.
No. I was just, that is so powerful, and I totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing I was just going to say is that, look at GW4W as well. It was an opportunity here. Look at how we got to carry on having conversations and actually reach more people. So it was a real opportunity for the GW4W family.
Yeah, like, even just going back to losing my dad, just having this place to come to on a weekly basis was really important. Routine and roles and responsibilities really have been key, I think, in helping to structure our unstructured, when the usual structures were broken down, when our routine and the way that we moved about in the world got halted, we had to find new ways. And so that's what I'm really grateful for. I'm grateful for having to come and meet with you guys weekly, and to think about our topics in the week and plan and all that good stuff. It's really been helpful.
Yeah. And I think just having that structure, and having that contact with people who really believe in you, that are there to support you, and that have that empathy and understanding, is so important, to have that consistency, because without that, people can feel really lost and isolated. And so, Dion, is that the one thing that you feel being part of GW4W has given you, or is there anything else?
So, I really believe that through the weeks, something's bubbling up in me as we have each conversation. I notice that I'm being stimulated in the same way, like the same things are coming out of every conversation. So I'm really getting it by being with you all, having these conversations. I'm really starting to see just how interconnected everything is. It's so powerful. It's just given me a sense of connection to the world. Connection to GW4W has given me a sense of connection to the world, and I really see the power of leadership and the need for leadership to really embrace this interconnectedness of us all. It's really, it's just so big.
And Chris, does that kind of resonate with you, or is there anything else that you feel, that the one thing that sticks with you?
Oh, it definitely resonates with me. Absolutely. And to go a little bit further on what Dion just said, personally, obviously I have Colin's family here, but where is my whole family? In the States. And I have felt so connected to, like Dion said, every week, being on with you guys and having that focus and being part of this family has helped me really through what has been very, very tough. I miss my family in the States greatly.
Yeah.
I've missed one wedding, my niece's wedding in November. And my nephew, who's also my godchild, he was supposed to get married in May, but he canceled until this next May. Whether I'll be able to go home or not, I'm not sure. But my father is aging as well. He's nearly 80. So the fact is, I want to see them and I want to spend time with all my family there. So that has really impacted. But you guys have helped me through this.
Have you had a favorite or a theme or something come up for you, Carolina? Like what's been the big thing for you?
You know what? I was thinking about that, and the one thing that really struck me, and I think it was in season 2 when we interviewed Sharon Umesu.
Yes.
And she talked about Aristotle.
Yeah.
And she talked about courage and that one human quality. And that's something that in the ability to be able to take action in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
And that's what this year has really meant for me.
Yes.
It really brought up that kind of sense that when we are faced with adversity, the one human quality to be able to face that without fear, to come together, to challenge things that are unjust, that are morally wrong, and also that when we're under attack, that we're able to then face it together.
Yeah, I loved Sharon's. I really loved Sharon's talk. The talk that really sticks out for me is Julia Middleton's talk. She's in season 3, and Julia talks about cultural sensitivity, and I thought that was an incredible concept. That that when, and she said something like when problems go beyond boundaries, so does leadership. So does leadership have to go beyond boundaries? And so that was a really big concept for me. I learned that. I'd never heard that before, and it really, really blessed me.
Yeah.
Can I share something that really stuck out for me? And that was with Dr. Kat. It was season 2, I believe, right at the beginning of season 2. And she talked about the whole sleep and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when she said, people don't realize that when you get less sleep, morally and ethically, it's lowered.
That was
very much where the whole thing with GW4W and what we stand for, it's again, like you said, Dion, it's interconnected. We need our sleep to make better decisions and everything. But that really stood with me. That's something I really picked up with. Morally and ethically, if you don't get good sleep, it decreases.
Yeah, that was a bomb she dropped there with that one. That was a real. And then Dr. David Hamilton in the last series, who talked about kindness and really bringing our attention to the fact that kindness was associated with a physiology that had so many benefits on leadership. So, that being kind was a leadership strategy like that, was a real eye-opener for me. And he likened it to how stress impacts leadership, so does kindness. And that was a really big revelation for me too.
And I was just going to say, sorry, Caroline, I have to say this one. And that is, remember, I mean, we gave GW4W gave Nest Corporation that, okay, so it was very much, they are making a difference. They are walking the talk. So they are moving up where there's more women in senior leadership roles, and they're really going forward. And this is what we're all about as well. So for them, and talking about it and what they want to do in regards to BAM, very interesting. That was in season 1.
Wow.
It's incredible. Sorry, Dion, about how much we have achieved in such a short amount of time. And the fact that women have that sense of energy and that ability to lead in a way that has never really been recognized before. And it's come to the fore. And your book, Dion, Influential Woman, is something that really makes a statement to all of that. That brings women into their own, that actually supports women in facing the barriers, the real barriers and the challenges, and the real importance of being able to recognize that women have those limitations, those barriers, and that needs to be faced. There needs to be clear evidence, there needs to be investment, and there needs to be that ongoing support, development, and commitment to move women forward, because it's vital. It's vital and it's necessary, and it makes such a difference to the way that we're able to tackle the challenges that we're faced in the world today.
And there's no shortage of these. Like, it's time for us to really step up and evolve and take our place and occupy a space, take up room within our various realms. And that's what I think that every single conversation that we've had through the 3 series has been pointing us to this truth and this reality. So, you know, we really could go on chatting. In fact, we often do just get carried away chatting, but we've run out of time for this event. But what I don't want to end without really saying thank you to each and every one of our viewers, all those that have watched. You know, some of you are just watching every show. Thank you for your comments and your questions. We want those to continue. So if you've enjoyed the series, let us know. If you think that there's something that we should be talking about that we haven't yet, please let us know. We do listen. We do pay attention to what it is that you say. And we just really want you to enjoy this. We really want you to be blessed. We want you to be enriched through these conversations. And so we thank you for your invaluable connection and contribution to the series. The new series starts again in January the 13th, where behind the scenes tidying up the lineup for you, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to continue as we've started to bring you some really insightful, thought-leading, on the cutting edge conversations that will really help you to grow and be well in your wherever you is that you're leading. And I want to remind you should get your diaries out and put the 15th of December in your diaries now, because we'll be having an amazing heart-to-heart conversation around women, leadership and peace building. Now, this is a topical issue right now. We're very excited about it. It's really low. There's no resistance to entry. Everyone can join in. So please get that in your diary and follow the links to get yourself registered on that. Yeah. Right. Well, I want to raise a glass to wellness and wholeness and world change and women.
Yes.
If you haven't already, go to the website gw4w.org and download the white paper. That even as the holidays are coming up, it's going to make really great reading. So as you're chilling out in the holidays, please make sure that you've caught up with the findings of the paper. It's fascinating. It's a really great and easy read. So go ahead and download that. And again, we want to send our love before we wrap up to Mim. We're thinking about you, Mim, and we thank you and the board for this wonderful platform. Long may we continue. And remember, great minds sip together.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Gotta say that, don't we?
Ho, ho, ho.